Really, really, really excited to have Veronica here on stage. And I know some of us came here today to hear Veronica's story. I'm happy to have you here. I'm honored, Veronica, to have you here. Veronica, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for those meeting you for the first time, I want you to tell people what do you really help people do when it comes to a topic like money, motherhood, and mindset? Why is this so personal to you?
First of all, thank you, Coach Ajiri, for having me on your platform. I also want to give God thanks for his goodness. For those of you that know me and that don't know me, my name is Veronica Bruce. I'm an independent insurance broker and a very proud single mom of four. I help women, especially single moms, move from stress to strategy by creating a simple money map that protects what matters most and builds a lasting legacy. This topic of money and motherhood is so personal to me because I have lived it. I know what it's like to feel stretched thin, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, while still wanting to be the best person for my children. I learned how to rebuild my life with faith, strategy, and protection. And now I teach other moms how to do the same thing without fear or overwhelm.
That's really awesome, Veronica. But why do you believe so many single moms struggle with balancing money and mindset after starting over again?
I believe single moms struggle with balancing money and mindset because survival mode doesn't leave much room for dreaming. When you're just trying to make ends meet, it's easy to lose sight of your bigger purpose. Most moms were never taught how to make money work for them. So they end up working harder and not smarter. My mission is to shift that by showing them how faith, mindset, and a solid plan can turn chaos into confidence.
Wow. But if you could describe your mission in one sentence, what would it be?
My mission is to help single moms protect their income, build legacy, and walk in financial abundance.
Wow. So I know you've been working with a lot of single moms. At least we've talked about this a couple of times. But I just want you to take us back to your turning point. What shaped your desire to really help single moms?
The turning point for me was when I realized I was doing everything right. I was working hard, providing for my kids, but still feeling broke and broken inside. So one day I looked around, looked at my kids, and I thought they deserve stability, not just survival. That was my turning point. I stopped waiting for things to change and I decided that I'm going to become the change through financial education, a lot of prayer, as well as fasting.
Wow. Wow. That's like a spiritual and physical journey you went through, right? But
Absolutely.
but what challenges did you personally face that made your clients or personally, that we could relate with, that many of your clients can also relate with, and the people listening to us today, what kind of like personal challenges can you at least explain like that you went through that some of your existing clients, people listening to us today can relate with?
One of the biggest challenges I faced was fear of not having enough, fear of failing my kids, and fear of starting over on my own with debt and budgeting and having to say no when I really, really wanted to say yes. All of those things. I also had to heal my mindset, telling myself, I can do this. I am worthy. I am strong. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Once I learned that managing money is an act of self love, everything shifted for me. It's about honoring yourself, your future, and the people that depend on you. When I'm grounded, my family, my kids, they all thrive.
Wow, it's amazing, how mindset and money kind of correlate, right? But were there moments in your life where you almost gave up on this journey, right? And
Mhm.
if the answer is yes, what really helped you to push through this journey to keep you afloat, to keep you stable, to keep you strong enough to even want to help other people?
The answer is a big yes. Like any single mom that's out there listening, there are moments, there are days, weeks, and even months when you feel so alone and you just want to give up. However, God is faithful, as we all know. What helped me to push through is prayer, fasting, and sowing seed, writing out my goals and repeating scriptures, in particular, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. God is faithful.
Wow. When it comes to scriptures, these are powerful. So you found yourself spiritually, right? That's what you're trying to say, right? So
Yes,
that that at least we can look at that as a mindset shift for you, right? At some
absolutely.
point. So in your darkest moment, right? How did all of these experiences? How did they come into fusion for you to guide your own clients to also have that grit to say, I want to push through in every situation? How does all of these experiences help you in that way?
So these experiences taught me that we need to have a plan. I meet women where they are, whether they're in debt, newly divorced, or just simply feeling overwhelmed. I teach them to build a foundation of faith first, then finances, because peace comes when money aligns with your purpose. Always remember to walk by faith and not by sight.
Wow, that's powerful, Veronica. You know, I'd like us to unpack this, right? And those lessons you at least you learned from moms, and all the things that these you've gone through in your experience so far with moms. I know you have a WhatsApp community.
Yeah.
It's growing for single moms, but when moms come to you and they feel overwhelmed, what's the first thing you help them focus on?
When a single mom comes to me for the very first time, and like you said, feeling overwhelmed, the first thing I help them to do is just to breathe and just say, you know what, you got this. And then we focus on clarity, understanding where their money is going. That is
Mhm.
the first step, awareness, what their goals truly are, what they want to achieve. Once she has that clarity, we can then start building a plan that fits her reality, not someone else's. What may work for Jane Doe will not necessarily work for Danielle, and certainly doesn't work for me. So I will sit down with the client and customize a plan that truly works for them and their needs.
Okay, so it means you have a framework, right?
Yes,
That you
absolutely.
work with, right? So
Yeah,
if in simple terms, if you want to explain your framework, your step by step process, like a single mom comes
sure.
to you today and says, Veronica, I want to join your community. I need direction. I'm in so much debt. Um, I'm just living on one income. I just need you to help me out. How would you go about this? Your step by step process.
So, my step by step framework is actually called the money map method, where M stands for mindset. So, we start with belief. We shift from fear and lack to faith and purpose. You can't change your money until you change your mindset. The O is observe, assessing where they are now with no judgment. Awareness brings them peace. It's all about perfection. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. The N is nurture, protecting what matters most. So their income, their children, their future. So building a safety net for that before we start to build any speed. E is to establish. So we put a plan in place. We design a simple strategy for their goals, whether it's with debt, saving, or planning for the future. It has to fit their life and their lifestyle. The why in money is to let your money work for you. So setting up simple systems that help your money multiply, not just move. The M in MAP is measure. This is a very, very important step. So we check your progress regularly. We celebrate every win, no matter how small. They all count towards your legacy. If you save $25, we are going to celebrate that. We won't be ashamed. That is a win. And
Wow.
the A in MAP is align. Bring your finances into alignment with your faith and your values. When your money and mission match, peace will always follow. And the last P is power/protect. So we step into empowerment. Now you have a plan, a purpose, and a protection plan in place, and the confidence to lead your family with faith.
Wow, that's really powerful. The money map. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. You know, you just brought simplicity and clarity to what you're talking about. I met a few single moms recently, and a lot of times one of the big challenge most of them say they have is having control of their money.
Mm.
And with your money map strategy, I think this can give them some clarity. But what's one practical tool or habit you teach that helps moms feel in control? If a mom reaches out to you and they want some kind of control within a week of reaching out to you, what is that one practical tool or habit you would want them to have?
So the very first step is I have them create what's called a money blueprint. It's a one pager. It's a very simple. It's a one-page budget, and it has on one side all the incomes, everything that comes in money wise. On the other side, it's all the expenses. So it allows us to see what's coming in and what is going out.
Okay. That's pretty practical and simple, right? Do you get to sit with them to do this, or is there a way you guide them in this whole process?
Yes, we sit together. If there's in a different province, we meet virtually, but I like to do it in person one on one because then we can actually go through and look at their expenses together.
Well, that's fantastic. I like your dedication and commitment. But I was just wondering because someone listening out there, they might be wondering like the transformations you've brought to the single moms that are within your community. Can you share a story of any of your clients who transformed her situation after applying your strategies? And what was it like?
Absolutely. So this is a very emotional story for me to share. It's about someone who's near and dear to me. It's my sister, who is also one of my best friends.
Wow.
She's also a single mom who came to me. And one day she said she wanted to get on track with her finances. So
Mm.
we sat down together and looked at her income and her expenses, similar to like what we do with that money map. And based on her budget, she was supposed to have at least $1,000 left over at the end of the month.
Wow.
That awareness for her was a huge eye opener, huge. She was spending on Amazon, Temu, eating out. Like we have all been there, right? Not knowing where our money is going. She immediately said, no more, and put a stop to it.
Mm.
6 months later, I received an email from her. She, sorry, it's really emotional for me. She couldn't even call me because she was in tears at
Wow.
the fact that she was able to pay off all her debt within 6 months because
Wow.
she put in place the strategies that I had shared with her on understanding the awareness of where her money is going.
Mm.
When a person's life transforms like that, it is such an emotional thing for both for me and for them to be able to see a transformation. She's now saving for another property. But
Wow.
this is a reason why I do what I do to be able to help people transform their lives for the better. In
Mm.
particular, when you're a single mom and it's just you on one income, the ability to be able to shift and not be in debt, it was so empowering. I'm so proud of her.
Wow, that's mind blowing. That's really really emotional. And I know when we had a conversation before now, you told me that most times when you have your sessions, right, there are lots of aha moments, right,
Yes.
during your sessions. But what's your biggest aha moment, right? That any of your clients usually experience during your sessions. I'm already having goosebumps right now. So I can imagine what your clients go through when they go through sessions with you, right? It's mind blowing. I can't even imagine the pain most single moms are going through out there in Canada or even outside around the world, right? Someone listening to us today, right? I just can't imagine the pain, but you've gone through this, you've helped
I've got
many people, but what is your biggest aha moment that, you've experienced?
the biggest aha moment for me and most of my clients is that money isn't evil. It is a tool. Once it's in the hands of somebody good, they can do more good with it. They
Mm.
can give more to those in need. They can support their children's hobbies, allow them to play sports, whatever they want. They can decide when they want to say no and what they want to say no to. They have the ability to have more, to do more, and to give more, in particular to those in need. So, money is truly a blessing. It is not a curse.
Wow. Wow. Now I know a lot of viewers might be thinking, this sounds great, but I'm not sure it will work for me. Let's talk about that, because I know people sometimes they come with the mindset of doubt, right? And worry,
Mhm.
can this work for me? Will this money map strategy work for me? So we're going to address a few of these things because I get this a lot. I get questions like these. Oh, Ajiri, you're teaching this strategy. I don't think it will work in my country. I don't think it will work for me. But what do you say to the mom who feels like she's starting too late, right? She's worried that, oh, maybe it's just too late or there's no hope for me. What would you say to that mom listening to us today?
I would say it's never too late to plant seeds of legacy. God
Mm.
restores time when you move with intention. Whether you're 25 or 55, no matter what it is, it's important that you start. The best time to start was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. So start now.
Wow, that's inspiring. So it's never too late to start.
Never too
Never.
late.
Yeah, wow. So there are many single moms out there who believe or that they have to sacrifice their dreams for their children. What's your message to them?
Let me tell you, to all the moms that are out there listening right now, that is a lie. You don't have to sacrifice your dreams to be a good mom. Your dreams are a part of what makes you who you are, which is a great mom. When your kids see you believing in yourself, it gives them permission to dream bigger too. God didn't have God did not give us a vision to just tease us. He gave it to us to allow us to model faith in our action. Our goals, our motherhood helps us grow with our kids side by side, one fueling the other. So when your kids see you win, they win too. As a really quick example, with myself personally, the company that I'm currently working with, they had a contest for a cruise. And my dream was to be able to take all my kids on this cruise. So, as God will have it, I qualified for the cruise. And it was so it felt so good to be able to have a dream come true and to be able to experience it with my kids there with me and have them actually experience how working hard for something and seeing it come to fruition is just it's so magical. So
Wow,
magical.
wow.
Yeah.
I've coached a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs. One of the things I notice most times when most entrepreneurs join my coaching program is that they always come with a belief. They always have a mindset already. They have a myth, right? They have this mindset. And one thing I realize is that people just expect things not to work out. They just have that mindset that this thing might not work out. And it's not their fault most times because people have had bad experiences in the past and it has
Mhm.
shaped who they have become. So I know lots of your clients too might have the same myth, right? They come with money myth. And what is that way you help them to unlearn? Because sometimes when you try to learn something that you've held on to, it's hard for you to unlearn it. So, what is that strategy you use to help your clients at least unlearn?
The most common money myth that I've helped my clients unlearn is that budgeting means restriction. I always say a budget isn't a cage, it is a compass. It does not hold you back, it points you towards what matters most. So, most moms think I'll never get ahead or I'm just not good with money. But that is not true. That's trauma talking. Once they learn that money can flow with peace and purpose, everything starts to shift in the right direction.
Wow. So this brings me to a question for you. How would you redefine what wealth truly means for single moms?
Wealth isn't just a number in your bank account. It's peace of mind. It's peace in your home. It's knowing your kids are protected, your future is secure, and you can live without fear. For me personally, wealth means alignment. The three F's: having faith, finance, and family all in harmony. That's the kind of abundance that I teach moms.
Wow. I love that definition of wealth. It's not just about money, it's about peace. So let's talk
Mhm.
about someone watching out there who can begin their journey with you, for example, right? And they have a certain mindset and they're just wondering, where do I start from, right? How do I start my journey? So, what is one small step a single mom watching right now can take today to start improving their finances?
I always say step one is to start with awareness.
Mhm.
Tonight, for example, take 10 to 15 minutes, sit with a notebook, open your computer or your phone, and write out exactly where your money is going. Don't judge it, just notice it. Clarity is the first step to peace. Once you see it, then you can start making your shifts.
Wow, that's really direct. But when someone books a clarity session with you today, what can they expect from Veronica?
The first thing is, I want moms to know that it is a safe place. We're going to sit there together and talk about your goals, any of your concerns, and where you feel stuck. Together, we'll create a simple plan to protect your income, to start saving, and move towards your financial peace. Most moms leave that first session saying, I finally have a plan in place. Yay!
That's also rewarding for me most times when I see some of our clients get more visibility and they're telling me, Ajiri, I'm attracting clients right now. This thing works. This thing works. I didn't believe it at first. That's what we do. It's so rewarding, right? It's so rewarding. But
Yes.
what's the most rewarding part of seeing your clients win?
For me personally, it's just watching the light come back on inside of them, seeing their confidence, just seeing them going from like being very stressed to now being a very confident mom. And even just smiling again and being like, you know what? I am back in control. For me, that is priceless.
Wow, that's that's mind blowing, right? But how can you help people access your 7-day quick win money checklist, right? How can they access it? How can they reach out to you? Like, where can viewers follow you or reach you right now if they need to connect with you right now? Um, what platforms can they reach out to you on?
So, first and foremost, I just want to say it's completely free. My 7-day quick win checklist. You can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook. It's under Veronica V. Bruce. I also have a free community called the Money, Mindset, and Motherhood Movement. The link will also be given as well for those of you that would love to be able to join and learn about how we can support each other.
Wow. That's awesome. So your community it's on WhatsApp, right? You
It
know,
is,
yeah.
yes.
So it's really focused on helping lots of single
Mhm.
moms navigate their way around their finances. And what else do you help them achieve?
I help them to be able to achieve financial peace, essentially. We go together, we support each other by giving different types of advice on things that people have done that have worked well for them. As an example, yesterday, someone in the group just posted the fact that they review their credit card bills every single month. It gives
Wow.
them awareness to know where their money is actually going. So, yeah, it's been very helpful.
That's fantastic. I don't know who you are listening to us today, and you found this really intriguing and engaging. If you're watching this and ready to take charge of your finances, and you're a single mom, you're listening out there to Veronica, I want you to DM the word plan. Right? Veronica's team would definitely send you her free checklist, and you have the opportunity to join this community. The idea of joining a community is to support you, a place where you can express yourself freely, a place where nobody judges you. You can rant, you can express yourself. Veronica was telling me this couple of days that people just rant and they just come there and express themselves. And they feel good after expressing themselves because somebody else is going through the same challenge, or someone else has overcome that challenge you're going through. So if you're
Mhm.
listening to us today and you really want to connect with Veronica, she's giving you her Instagram, she's giving you her Facebook. You can also reach her on TikTok. But the ideal place to reach her quickly, if you want to get a quick response, will be on Instagram or Facebook. So reach out to her, join her community, connect with single moms, learn from them, and you can also be an asset to other single moms out there because you've you've overcome that battle. So I want to appreciate you, Veronica, for being a guest today on our entrepreneurial series. We're really excited and we're looking forward to having you and any of your single moms join us in the future, in the near future. So please DM us the word plan, and we'll connect you with Veronica's team, and you can have a free session with Veronica. You can learn about the money map, and you can have access
Yeah.
to all the free tools. What other free tools do you have, Veronica, for your clients or for your
So
friends?
we have our money blueprint. So that's essentially going through some budgeting. I also have some tips on how to make sure that your family is protected. A lot of financial wisdom, essentially.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today in today's series of the entrepreneurial series. We're looking forward to the next session soon. So look out for the next session and see you soon. Thank you, everyone.